Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. And this evening, your speakers are yours truly, Cricket Lot, and Brenda, I forgot your last name, Brenda.
O'Neill.
Brenda O'Neill. Brenda's going to talk about juicing, and I'm going to talk about how to grow sprouts. So I thought I was going to show a video that I made a few years back on how to sprout, but I can't get it to play on my computer to share it with you. So I'm just going to walk you through it step by step. So the first question, of course, is where do you get your sprout seeds? So I'm going to share a couple of those places with you first, and then I'm going to show you how to grow them. So this one is trueleafmarket.com. You can see right up here, trueleafmarket.com. All I did was, oops, that's not what I wanted. All I did was Google sprouting seeds, and I got all of these places up. So that's all you have to do is just put in your search engine sprouting seeds and you'll get all these up. So they have all different kinds of seeds, and they show the seeds, how they, what level you should grow them to. And when you put them out, your mouse over it, it shows the package they come in or the seed itself. So there's a couple different ways. And then they have on here they have trays and fertilizers and growing medium, and let me see if they have, they have growing racks. These are, let's see if these are big ones. Yeah, these are big growing racks. Let's see what else they have. Greenhouses, grow lights. Here we go. Stackable planters. Let's see what these are. So here's another way you can grow herbs and stuff with these stackable planters, and just grow the herbs in here. So different ways you can grow them. There's all the different, and they have them sorted by category. So microgreens, mini kits. Let's see if this is it. I don't know. I'll show you the kit that I have. So that's True Leaf Market. This one is sproutman.com. And he has all kinds of seeds. It looks like he's got some different packets, or you can like groups of seeds, or you can buy individual packets. This one is harrisseeds.com, and they have sprouting seeds, and they have jars and lids, and I'll show you how to do that. And then sproutpeople.org, and they have a bunch of sprouts too. They have some combo sprouts and individual sprouts. So that is some different sites where you can get sprouts. If you can't get them locally, you can get them at your health food stores generally. I don't remember ever seeing them at like Meijer or Kroger, but and it looks like this one has some directions on there, how to grow things. So, lots of help out there for how to do this and how to get started. So, okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is seeds that you eat just with a little tail on them. So you'll need a jar, and you'll need some kind of cover. So you can use some old nylon stockings. This is nylon replacement screening. So you just go to like Menards or Home Depot, and it usually comes in a roll, and I just cut it up and it lasts forever because it's nylon. And so you'll put your seeds in here, and you don't want to fill it up very far with seeds, just maybe about that high on the jar. And then you cover it twice as high with water, because the seeds are going to absorb that water and they're going to expand. Now you can either put a rubber band over this to hold it in place, or you can screw the lid on. The nylon screening is thin enough that you can just screw the lid right on with the nylon screening. So that works real well. And then you let them soak overnight, or morning until evening, and then you drain them off, put some cool water in there, rinse them off, put some more cool water, rinse them off, and then set them like this in your drainer. Whoops, like this in your drainer, so they'll drain out, because you don't want them to sit in that moisture or they'll get moldy and rotten. Okay, and then you rinse them twice a day until you get a tiny tail on them, like you saw in those pictures of the seeds. Where's that tree? So see these mung beans, how they have a little tiny tail on them? That's all the farther you need to get for these kinds. So lentils, mung beans, green peas, azuki beans, there's that's sunflower that you put in greens, but fenugreek you can grow like that. There's the green pea sprouts right there. Garbanzo beans you can grow to a tail. So that's all the farther you need to go on these, those particular seeds. And that usually only takes, once you drain off the soak water, maybe 24 hours for most of them, sometimes 36, but 24 hours is usually plenty for that. Then the other seeds that you grow to greens, you start the same way, but if there's fine little seeds like broccoli, see how tiny these seeds are? They'll slide right underneath your fingernail, they're so tiny. Or red clover sprouting seeds, or let's see what else is on here. Radish seeds. Those are radish. These you're going to grow until the greens are sprouting in the jar, and you only need to soak these for an hour or two. So you do the same thing. You put them, these are going to fill the whole jar once they become green. So you're only going to put just a little bit in the bottom of here, and then soak them for a couple hours, rinse them, let them drain. When I'm going to grow them to greens, I kind of shake the jar like this and get them to coat the side of the jar. And then twice a day, you rinse them off, get them to the side of the jar again. In 4 or 5 days, you'll start to get greens. You don't have to keep these in the sunshine until the last couple of days. You can put them inside a cupboard or something if you want to, but once you put them in light, then that's when they green up. So I usually just grow them on its side right in my drain board on the countertop, so it doesn't take long. Then there are seeds that grow in soil, And for that, you'll need some kind of tray. Now, I got these trays at, let me unshare the screen here so you can see better. I got these trays at like Gordon's. They're like the trays you have at the mall or fast food places where you take your food to your table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just put soil on here on the top like this, and then you take you'll need 2 of these minimum, and then you take the other tray and just kind of tamp it down, put them together like that, and kind of push the soil down so it's firmly packed. And then you start the seeds exact same way. Now here, what you'll want to do is spread your seeds on your tray, like a single layer, so you know about how many seeds you need, and then dump them into your jar. And then again, twice as much water as seeds, and let them soak until they get the little tail on them. So, I mean, let them soak overnight, and then rinse them and drain them until they get the little tail on them. So that would be like sunflower seeds, like you feed to your birds. A lot of times I'll just go out in my bird sack and just get those sunflower seeds and grow those. They're not treated with anything because the birds are going to eat them. So it's fine to grow them like that. This is how you grow wheatgrass. So you put your wheat in here and let them soak until they get little tiny tails on them. Then you spread the seeds with the tails on them across the soil, and then you put them top to top like this.
Oh.
Okay, and you keep them covered up once or twice a day, like morning and evening, but check them. You don't want it real wet. You don't want, if you can dump it sideways and water drains out, it's too wet. You just want it moist. Spray them with your sprayer from the sink, or get a watering can with those little tiny holes in them, but just barely moisten it down. And then when the sprouts start pushing the top up, if they're that tall, then it's time to take the cover off and let them grow. Sunflower seeds, you just want them to get one set of leaves on the top, and then you cut them. You just take a handful and cut them with scissors and harvest the tray. Now let them keep growing because the seeds grow at different speeds, so you'll get more sprouts. It's not that the ones you cut are growing again. It's that some were crowded or they took longer to sprout, and they'll grow up more. So let them, until you don't get any more. And then you'll have a complete mass of roots in here. So you can throw that in your compost bin, or just out on the garden and just let them compost up. Any questions so far? Just interrupt me. Okay. And then, so that's also how you grow wheatgrass. You start your wheat like that and let them grow up. Now, wheatgrass will grow again. It's a grass, so it's just like cutting your grass in your lawn, and it'll grow up again. But you only want a couple cuttings off of that. You don't want, you don't want to keep cutting it because it's used up all the nutrition in the soil. So, and then wheatgrass, you can juice it in a wheatgrass juicer, or you can blend it in the Vitamix if you cut it up small so it doesn't get tangled up in the blades, because that grass is kind of stringy. And then you want to strain it because you don't want to eat the grass. It's really hard to digest. You're not a cow, you don't have 5 stomachs. So but you can juice it, put it through a juicer and juice it. And that's awesome. So dirt grown plants would be barley grass, sunflower seeds, wheatgrass. I couldn't think of any other seeds that we grow in soil. So can you think of any other ones, Brenda?
No, no.
Okay. Then you can find things like this. So this, you put the seeds in the clear container, and then there's see this little knob right here? There's one of those in each level, and it's a hole that lets the water through. So you pour water in the top and it filters down through to this solid one at the bottom, and it waters your sprouts. So these are ones that you might grow in the jar to greens, but this way they grow up straight. So and this works really good too. You can find these places. So I'm sure there's lots of other fancy things. Now when you grow them in the jar or you grow them in the trays, you'll have hulls on your seeds. So you want to kind of rinse them, like put them in a bowl with lots of water, and then hold on to the sprouts and dump off the hulls. It doesn't hurt you to eat the hulls, but they're not, they get all stuck in your teeth, and they're not very aesthetically pleasing. So if you can rinse off some of those, that's helpful. And there'll be seeds that didn't sprout, so they'll kind of sink to the bottom, so you want to rinse those off. A good way to do it is to put them in a colander in a bowl of water, and then you can just lift the colander up and the hulls will fall out, and the the greens will stay in the colander. It takes a little bit then to get all the sprouts out of the colander, but do you have any other way that you do it, Brenda? Or do you,
For sprouts,
yeah, you get the hulls off of them?
oh, sometimes I just have to pick them off,
Yeah.
like with the sunflower seeds.
Yeah, the sunflower in soil, when you cut them, it's not too bad. And the seed will stay on the top, so you pick those off. But yeah, but the ones you grow in the jar, you'll have holes in there. So just rinse them off and you'll be good. It'll take 3 or 4 times of rinsing to get them all out of there. But so that is about it for me. No questions at all? Or comments?
Cricket, what do you sprout?
I sprout broccoli, red clover. I haven't grown sunflower sprouts in a while, but those were my favorite. I like to eat those just like a snack, just eat the greens and pop them in, but you can put them in salads and you can throw them in your smoothies or whatever.
And
why do we grow sprouts? Because the seed has all the nutrition for the plant to, begin to grow and become a big plant. So if we eat the sprout, we're eating all that nutrition that the plant has saved up for itself to grow.
Okay, so the broccoli and the red clover, you grow in water.
Well, not in water, but in the jar.
Okay.
Until they're green.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So approximately how long would that take?
It takes 4 to 7 days, depending on the sprouts and how big the seeds are,
Okay.
and yeah, that kind of thing.
All right. And what kind of jar is that? Is that a mason jar?
Yeah, it's just a mason jar. So depending on how many you want to grow, you can use a quart jar, you can use a gallon jar, you can use a pint jar if you don't want too many.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just don't
Just
don't overfill the seeds, because they'll be exploding out of your jar.
It keeps on doing that, Danny.
Okay, who joined?
This is Gwen.
Hi, Gwen.
Hi.
That black thing.
Zoom. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Brenda, who's going to talk about juicing.
Okay. Well, I want to start out with the wheatgrass juice like you were talking about, and you already explained how to do the sprouting. I went to the Hippocrates Institute in Florida. It's been quite a while now, 2009, but they're huge on wheatgrass because that's Ann Wigmore's. She started all that. And wheatgrass juice is very close to our blood, our hemoglobin in our blood. That's why it's like extra special. And it's very healing and it helps detoxify the body. And usually like down there, we'd make our own wheatgrass and you drink like 2 ounces at a time. Because it's pretty strong, you know, when you first drink it, you got to kind of get used to it. But it's like super energizing. And you can buy your own wheatgrass like Cricket was talking about, or you can buy it online. And if you want some more information about, you know, Wheatgrass Hippocrates Institute, you could Google that. That's a good place to find out about that. I have a list from them. I was looking at my old manual on what wheatgrass juice helps with, and it they've got like 12 things here. It helps reduce blood pressure, similar to the molecular structure of our red blood cells, purifies the liver, counteracts metabolic toxins in the body, combats blood sugar problems. There's like, I'd say almost 15 things here that it does. Helps relieve constipation. And some people who really want to detox have even done wheatgrass enemas. And they've done that, they do that down there if you want it. So anyways, wheatgrass is a whole area all by itself that you can check out. And then there's lots of good books on juicing. I mean, fantastic books. I wanted to mention this one book that I just got recently called Your Healthy Journey. It's by Fred Biscy. And he's like 93. Hiawatha told me about this book. And it's got information about raw food, juicing, all kinds of stuff. And he's 93 and he looks fantastic. And it's just a really good book. And he said in his book, he's a doctor, PhD doctor, he said, juices provide many of the vitamins and minerals that we need in a pure, easily assimilated form that creates the communication between cells that is needed for healing. So it kind of goes right into our system because your body doesn't have to work as hard to digest, you know, like regular solid food, which is one really good benefit for juicing. Then there's other juices. Some of these books, another book is The Juice Man's Power of Juicing. All these books have recipes that you can get out of the book. And like, I'll give you an example, like for constipation, you can use apple and spinach. Spinach really helps. If you have bad constipation, that'll get rid of it. And like if you have fatigue, you want to get your energy back, he recommended like 6 carrots and some parsley. Just 2 things, that's it. And the reason why it helps so much is because the enzymes, they're fresh and it's raw food. So, because with cooked food, you know, it kills the enzymes. So anyways, oh, he said with green juice, like any kind of green juice, always put a carrot or an apple with it to help with your stomach so it doesn't get uncomfortable. I guess some people can have trouble if they try to drink it straight. So like if you have a problem, like any problem, fatigue, constipation, you name it, you can look it up and do separate juices for that. Let's see. When you're juicing, organic is always best, but if you can't use organic, use a vegetable wash or vinegar. You can rinse it in vinegar and water, you know, to get the bad stuff off the outside. And with fruit juice, you got to be aware of all the sugar, you know, if you have any sugar problems, or if you have candida or you're diabetic or whatever, you got to be careful of how much sugar you're getting if you just do fruit juice. But one thing you can do with vegetable juices, you can use an apple to sweeten it if you want, different kind of apples, and that makes it taste a little better. But I've noticed that once you get used to juicing, you kind of get used to the taste too. And it's good actually because carrots are sweet. And I don't know, once you start eating like this, your body changes, and I don't know, you just get used to it. At least I have.
Yeah, I agree.
And celery juice, just straight celery juice. There's a guy named Anthony William. He's a medical medium. Maybe some of you have heard of him. He's written a whole book on just celery juice. And in that book, he says it's like a miracle juice, like wheatgrass, because it goes right in the cells and starts detoxifying, getting the poisons out, and helps healing. So you could read that book too. It's by Anthony William. And then another miracle type juice is carrot juice, just carrot juice. Jay Kordich, the guy that wrote The Juice Man's Power of Juicing, he's passed on now, but he lived to be in his 90s. And when he was in his 20s, he had cancer. And he went to Germany and they prescribed carrot juice, just carrot juice. And he got better just doing that. And then he started promoting juicing, and he wrote books about it. And because that's what healed him, because he could have died from that, you know, at an early age. So there's some juices, I mean, they're all great, but like wheatgrass, celery, carrot, they're just like really powerhouse juices, I'd say, like superfoods. And so is parsley. Parsley is considered a superfood. And when you juice it, you know, it's more concentrated, any juice you make. Juicing can help with weight loss if you're trying to lose weight. You could even do a juice fast. One book I've got, it's called The Healthy Juicer's Bible, and she's got a good a whole 2 chapters on how to do a juice fast safely. And she's got different stories of people, and one lady lost 100 pounds doing juice fast. So that's one way to get some nutrition, but help you lose weight too. Let's see, what else I got to say about this? Well, there's different kinds of juicers too. If you're going to do wheatgrass, you have to get a juicer that does wheatgrass, because some juicers don't do wheatgrass. And so you have to make sure that the one you buy says it'll do wheatgrass, because it has to kind of grind it up to get the juice out. So I've had both. I've had some that don't do wheatgrass and some that do. So if you're looking for that, make sure you check that. But there's so much information out there about it. And the 2 main reasons it's so good is because of the enzymes, and because it's raw food, and because you don't have to digest it like you do regular food. And then when I was looking through my Hippocrates book, this isn't really part of juicing, but it is part of health. And I just turned 67 last Friday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. And one of the things I've noticed in my older years now is the power of joy and laughter.
Yes.
And I was looking through this book that I got from Hippocrates Institute, and they even have a section about laughter therapy. And Hiawatha has talked about that too. And so I wanted to mention that to you too, because I think laughter is more important than people realize, and joy. So if I could just read this a little bit, it says, there's a definite reduction in blood pressure, muscular tension is reduced, and the respiratory system is benefited by an increased intake of oxygen. This is from laughing. The positive power of humor makes people feel good about themselves. which in turn induces stress reduction. And then it says it activates endorphin production in the body. So that's a feel-good hormone. And then during laughter, the facial muscles affect the cranial blood flow and alter brain temperature. This influences endorphins, body's natural painkillers in the brain. And then Norman Cousins, he was sick and he healed himself. He wrote a book about it. Maybe you've heard of it, just from laughing.
Yep.
And so they started to take it seriously after he got better from his disease, just from laughter therapy. And said Norman Cousins reported that 5 minutes of intense positive thinking or laughter can cause a 53% increase in disease fighting ability of our blood.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, you know, you think, well, laughter, that's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. And then, you know, in the Bible, they say the joy of the Lord is our strength. And I never had joy before, but I got it now. I got it in a double dose. I feel like I've been let out of the box. I turned 67. I got let out of the box. So watch out, world. So anyways, I laugh all the time now. And it's just, I mean, people probably think I'm crazy. They go, don't you know what's going on in the world? I go, yeah, I know. But I don't know. It's just, it's great. It is. And so I wanted to mention that, even though it doesn't have to do with juicing, but I think it's important for your health. I think Hiawatha agrees with me. And if you can find some joy every day, hey, you know, it's going to help you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of stress in the world.
Yes.
And, you know, if you can just find some laughter and joy, it's like taking a little vacation.
Awesome.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's all I've got, unless you have questions.
So how much vinegar should I use when I'm washing fruit? Thanks for reminding me about that when I don't buy organic. Just a teeny bit of vinegar and water, honey.
I just dump some in there. I'm not one to measure. Maybe
Okay.
Hiawatha would know. She's the one that told me about it. Do you know
Alrighty.
Hiawatha?
But what I use, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what I usually do is put 1/4 of a cup of vinegar and a gallon of water, and I let it sit there for 15 minutes. But look, if you buy Young's veggie and fruit wash, Young Living.
Yeah.
If you buy their vegetable and fruit wash, you only have to let it set for 2 minutes. And
Okay.
then you can take your fruits or vegetables out of that, put it in some clean water, let it set for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you can continue to use that water, you know, that you were soaking them in. So that's what I did today. I must have soaked 4 different things in the same soaking water.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder.
I was going to ask you, could I have used the household cleaner for soaking? I didn't know whether I could or not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you only need a cap full for like a sink full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I could have used that, but since I had my fruit and veggie wash, I used it.
Yeah. So when you run out of that, then you can just get one product and just use the
Yeah.
household cleaner. Yeah. She's talking about a product from Young Living Essential Oils Company.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to mention one more thing about feel-good hormones. I watch a lot of pastors because I stay home a lot during the pandemic. But one pastor said that if you have gratitude and you feel gratitude in your body, it releases dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin. And those 3 are the feel-good hormones in the body. So have some gratitude if you want to have some feel-good hormones.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Gwen, I did mute you. So if you have any questions, just unmute yourself, and I think it's *8 to unmute.
I would like to just mention something also about the World Laughter Tour. The World
Uh-huh.
Laughter Tour is a local, well, it's in the United States anyway. And you can go to worldlaughtertour.com and get some suggestions as to how to laugh.
Okay.
Free sessions on laughter. And also, I'm a laughter therapist. Very few people know it because I don't bother to go around talking about it. But let me tell you what happened once. Once I became so depressed, and I happened to talk with a friend of mine. He said, you need to take that laughter therapy course. Then I took the laughter therapy course, and no kidding, the depression went away. And I started telling depressed people, look, you need to take the World Laughter course. I sent a lot of people to them who were depressed, and all
Uh-huh.
of them told me that they received a benefit.
Well, that's wonderful.
It's called the World Laughter Course.
worldlaughtertour.com.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll never forget your hee ho ho. I really love that, Hiawatha. Thank you. That's wonderful. When we started the meeting, that was so nice.
So here's the website,
Oh, okay.
worldlaughtertour.com.
Oh,
Thank you. Looks wonderful.
Some people get together and just meet on well, they used to meet on a monthly basis. Now I guess they do it by virtual. You know, you
Okay.
can do it by virtual on a monthly basis.
Fantastic.
It looks like there's a lot of stuff on here. So
health benefits, yeah.
yeah. Posts and yep. So you can check that out, and you can sign up for a newsletter. So online training. Is there a fee for the class?
Yes, there's a fee for the class, but not for the, anybody in the class can start a group.
Okay.
There's no fee for the groups that are held on a regular basis.
Ah, okay.
But to be
Okay.
trained, yes, there's a fee for the training.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And if you want to continue to promote, see, some people go into hospitals and take the laughter with them. If you want to be a laughter therapist, then
Oh,
you have to pay an annual fee to be a
Uh-huh.
laughter therapist.
Okay. And then do they charge for that, or they just volunteer?
No, if you want to be called a certified laughter leader, then you have to pay an annual registration fee.
Right, I know, but then can you charge other people to do
Oh,
the
yes,
therapy?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Well, that sounds interesting, Hiawatha.
Yeah, very interesting.
so Hiawatha, you're a laughter therapist?
No,
Yeah,
I don't pay the fee anymore. I was trained to be a
No.
laughter therapist, and
Oh,
I became a laughter therapist, but I got tired of going out trying to, get business and so forth. So I just volunteered to offer laughter to the groups that I'm associated with. Now,
Uh-huh.
periodically, I'll offer laughter therapy to Moselle's group,
oh,
Eat to Heal.
yeah.
uh-huh. Heal thyself.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, we've learned a lot tonight.
Yes, yes, definitely. Instead of a therapy bug, we could have a laughter person. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So anyone else have anything for the good of the group? That's all you had, Brenda?
Yeah, unless anybody wants to ask questions, I think
Okay.
the best thing to do is just get started, just try it. Try
Yeah,
it
yeah,
and see how it makes you feel. Because it does, I've noticed I feel better when I do it. I really do.
definitely. Yeah.
Brenda, is carrot juice just at the store or do I have to juice it?
You juice it, buy some fresh carrots. It doesn't have to be organic. Organic is best, but
Okay.
yeah, you have a juicer?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, you can get some juicers. You could get a used one even that's cheaper. There's so many different kinds of juicers.
Yeah, the Champion is a good one. Green Star is a good one. There's what is it? I can't remember what that one is. It's a little bit harder to clean, but it's less expensive. So the Champion is a masticating juicer, so it has
Yeah.
teeth on it. The Green Star is a pressing, so the wheels go together like this, and it squeezes the whatever it is you're juicing. So so it doesn't heat it up, it doesn't break it apart. So you know, the Champion though is if you can find one like on Amazon or Facebook Marketplace or something, that does a great job. And plus you can take off the screen and then just use it to make pulp for making crackers and stuff. So
Ice cream, frozen banana.
yeah, oh yeah, and ice cream with frozen bananas.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Like the
awesome.
Champion better, even though the Green Star is supposed to be the juice is supposed to be so much healthier, but that machine is just so much more difficult to clean.
Is it? Yeah, I've never used it. So
In fact, I bought one from a girl and I just gave it away because I said, I'm not going to use this thing. I prefer my Champion, my Champion juicer. And then I have a juicer that will juice the wheatgrass. Let me see. Let me look at it. I've forgotten the name of it.
now the one I had for wheatgrass was a hand crank type. It kind of, you remember the old, I don't know what that material is. What's that material where you used to crank up meat? And Rick,
What?
what's the material those?
It's called Samson, Samson.
Oh, okay.
And it's a wheatgrass juicer, but it's less expensive. It's not as expensive as the Green Star.
Is it electric?
Oh yeah, it's electric.
Yeah, I had a hand crank one. You had to hook it on like your countertop, and then you put the
I have one
wheatgrass
of
in.
those too, but I didn't like those.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
they're pretty hard to use. So
I'm telling you, they're hard to use.
yeah, but if you have a Vitamix, you can also use that and then just strain the wheatgrass.
Let's strain it.
Yeah. So a few different options.
Cricket, what are we doing next? Who's talking next week?
I have no idea.
I mean, next month. I'm sorry.
I have
Okay.
no idea. Do you know
I
Hiawatha?
think we have fewer people because of Valentine's Day.
I wondered about that, but
Because
You
I
know
know
who-
a friend of mine told me that she had been invited to a Valentine's event.
okay, okay. Do you know who's speaking next month, Hiawatha?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
So Cricket, Linda didn't call you. I asked her to talk about EMFs. She didn't call you? Linda Stewart?
No, I'm not the organizer.
Okay. Alrighty.
But she can call me. I'll give her Jeannie's number. Jeannie's supposed to be the organizer, but it's been mostly Brenda, me, and Hiawatha. So,
In fact, if she wants to, she can contact either one of us, if she wants to do it.
yeah,
Alrighty. Okay.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a great subject.
Okay.
Yeah, she does a good job of talking about that. So,
Yep. All right.
all right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining. I'm going to stop the recording here.
Well, thank
Have
you
a
very
great
much.
evening.
Thank you.